I'm getting ready for overflow. Hello, Bruce. Hello, hello. And we are live and ready to embrace your pick your brain about your new book, Like Water, Embracing the Fluidity of Life. I'm excited. I'm Casey, and this is my husband, Bruce. I get the privilege to interview him tonight. I'm so excited for you all to hear just nuggets and some insights about why you should purchase this book and what it's going to do for you. And just hear a little bit of Bruce's story as to how he came about on this journey to write this book. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, for some of you that don't know who we are, again, I'm Casey. This is my husband, Bruce, and we are the owners of Moving Faith Counseling Services. Moving Faith Services that we are able to help so many families with counseling and just preparing coaching, seminars, workshops, just the whole litany. We're authors, we're speakers, and most of all, we love the Lord with all our heart. But tonight, you guys, you get to hear this story, a little bit about his story as to why of Like Water, embracing the fluidity of life. So let's get right into it. Bruce, is there anything that you have to say? How are you feeling tonight before we get started with all these questions?
Well, I'm doing good. I'm ready to answer your questions. Uh, I hope you don't have nothing surprising in there in your question list, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got some, I got surprised. You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
You know me, 26 years, baby. Let's go. But you're ready for it, though. You're ready for it.
I am.
Yes. Well, I want to ask you, you are such an inspiration and your resilience speaks volume. You are an Army veteran, you're an author, you're a speaker, you've done a lot. We in our household, we say that you are the jack of all trades. Like tell Bruce about it and he can do it. But as of late, you have tapped into a gift that you have put on the back burner for a while. So,
Yeah.
am I correct?
Well, yeah, put on a back burner in the sense that I don't normally share my writings with anyone, but that has changed.
Yes.
That has changed. I normally keep it to myself, as I sort through my own thinking.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember. I remember years ago, you would take a book and you would just write in there and you would just keep writing it until it morphed into using your phone on your note and you would talk to
yeah,
it. I'm like, when are you going to write a book? When are you going to start writing this book? And you're like, I don't know. I'm not sure, but there's something that happened to you within the last year and a half
yes,
that propelled you or pushed you into this season of authorship and writing. So tell us
yeah,
a little bit about that journey.
yeah. So I would call it my moment of shift or my moment of shifting. Um, uh, I got injured on my my adventure job that I took. I took a job with Warner Enterprise driving semi trucks and delivering items to different stores and whatnot. And I really enjoyed doing that. I really, really enjoyed doing that because I got to see places I would not have normally seen because it's off of the beating trail. Normally, when me and you, we go trips, we're
Yes.
on the highway, right? But this takes us off the highway to see places that I won't normally see. Well, one day while doing my job, I wound up getting trapped in the back of this trailer and wind up hurting my shoulder and my neck and had to have surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, in that long process of figuring out, well, what's actually wrong, because at first glance, most of the doctors are like, nothing's wrong, you can go back to work. And okay, come to find out that, yeah, something was seriously wrong and needed to be fixed. And my frustration was building because um, I'm a very active person, a person that needs to use more than just his minds my more than my mind, but my hands as well. Um, and not being able to do that, not being able to use my hands really built a lot of frustration in me. And it was driving me to a place of depression.
Yeah.
And as a person that helps people with their own cognitive um, processing,
Mhm.
I found myself in need of help,
Yeah.
to sort out my own thinking, and I sought help, but not only did I sought out that help, I also placed my face in the book, which is a Bible, you
Yeah.
know, where I usually run to for most of my answers. And in that doing that led me to start to write out my thoughts, and my thoughts gave birth to um, these books that you see behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. So the books behind of you, for one, you have your newest book, and then also we have Dear Friend, uh,
Yes,
and then we have 125 affirmations for Christian to be debt free, to be
debt free. Yes.
and then you also wrote a children's book, which is on is an ebook as
Yeah,
well.
well, I wrote several of them, playfully, because I like superheroes and stuff like that, fictional characters.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to be able to share that with the next generation. It was to create these fictional characters, but add truth to them through scriptures.
Yeah.
So I haven't published those as yet. They're finished writing, but I'm waiting to publish them because I want to do that at a different level.
Mm.
Um, but I publish one for little kids, to learn how to clean their rooms.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. You are, I would say, I know that we're laughing about it, and laughter is so good for the soul. We are very humorous people, as you can't tell already. We love to laugh, but in this, as we're speaking, I do find a grateful heart for where you've come from. Not only
Yeah.
because I am your bride, I am your wife, but
Mhm.
I am also I think you're your biggest cheerleader.
Well, I know you are. There's
I
no two ways. There's no two ways about it.
I on a serious note, I really am proud of you because not only that you've written these books, you've walked through this journey. And are we saying that you've arrived? No, we're saying I hear you saying, and I watch you surrender to the Lord in the midst of this right here, this latest book, um,
Yeah.
Embrace
Yes.
Fluidity. I want to hear the what do you mean by like water?
Yeah. That's a very good question. So what I actually mean about like water is to move from from being chaotic, and move from that chaos that we normally feel when we go through very difficult moments in our life to tranquility.
Hmm.
So when I refer to be like water, is to be like Christ.
Hmm. Oh, that's good. Oh man, y'all have to read that. I'll tell you, I'm in chapter two. I'm in chapter two, and I so far have learned adaptation to pivot and growth, how that looks and adapting. But I'm not going to give away too much. But thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Another question I have for you is for to help the readers understand what they will be taking away from the book.
Uh, I believe one of the things that you'll walk away from the book with is um, freedom. And
Mm,
why I say freedom, it's because in society we are always taught that you're weak uh, when you fall under some sort of pressure. Like for people that is suffer from mental health situations, it must be a weakness in them.
mm,
Why they're suffering, or yeah, for people that might not be able to just get it right for getting right's sake. There's something broken in them.
Mm.
So all these false narrative or false proclamations over their lives, my aim is to break that
That's good.
and help them to apprehend the truth of the Word of God in their life. Take hold of that and flow with that.
That's good. Flow.
Hmm.
So what we're taking away free is freedom.
Yes,
And these challenges and these myths, these misconceptions,
yes,
let go of that and to embrace this fluidity of life.
that's right. That's right. Yeah,
That's so good.
yeah,
Um, why is this message important now? This is the beginning year of 2025. Why
yeah.
why is this message so important now for our
Well,
youth?
I believe it's in God's timing, to be honest. I believe that it is uh uh it's selected for this time and for this season, for where we are going, not just only where we've been, but where we're headed to. Um uh you know, when we take a look at the current political climate, when we take a look at the current socio and economic climate, we see that, things aren't necessarily getting any easier. When we recognize that, one of our greatest apprehension or reaction to it is apprehension, is fear, is this sense of not knowing if things are going to be good or if it's going to be bad.
Mhm.
But when we lean on our own understanding, then we forget the truth of the Word of God. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, and so this book kind of repoints you to God's truth.
Yes.
Yeah, so I use a very unique method and skill to help you to rekindle the fire of hope.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
What another question I have for you is the audience. Would you say this who is the audience of this book?
That's a good question. Um, so when I was writing the book, to be totally honest, I was writing the book for me, as I customarily used to do. I wrote myself a litany of books. So this is not the only one. I have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
They're things that help me through moments in my life, whether they're mountaintop experiences, because always wanted to keep a level head, or valley. So the first audience was me.
That's good.
Yeah, but I do believe that this book would resonate with anyone, and I do mean anyone that has some life experience, that they feel a little challenged with, and they're searching for answers and don't know exactly where those answers will come from. I'm not proclaiming that this book is the end all be all. That's the Bible, to be honest. The Bible has all the answers for our lives, you know. But this book would take you through a life transforming journey for me. And also, I believe that you would be able to resonate with that journey.
Yes.
And there's other people that I speak about in the book as well, and things that they've experienced that you might be able to resonate with their story.
Yeah, that's good. No, thanks for sharing that. Uh,
Mhm.
are there exercises, just quick yes or no, are there exercises or reflections and tools that they can take away?
Yes, you know me, Casey. I'm a very practical person,
Yeah.
and so like, I would listen to something that someone say, and in my mind, I'm trying to work it out practically, like what in the world? Because I really think of myself as more than just a brain, but hands too, and feet. And because I have to work the whole person that God has made me to be, so I'm very versed in so many different skills that I would have a hard time writing any book without putting some practical steps within it as well,
Okay,
because it is a representation of who I am.
this is good. Oh
Mhm.
man, Bruce, my heart is leaping. I am full of joy. And you know, this is like, man. So you told us the why, you told us about the book and
Mhm.
what the readers can expect. And
Mhm.
as I want to add a little bit to what you said, because I know a little bit about you. I
Mhm.
think you could share with the people if I have a bachelor's knowing you, or do I have a master's? I think I have a doctorate degree knowing this man that God has given me. So I I want to say that you are a man that is very versed and skilled. Use your brains and your hands. But I truly believe I resonate now with what you said, that this is God's timing for this book.
Yeah.
I do believe that it's a, like I always say, it's a rhema word for
Yes.
people in our
Yeah.
society. You talked about the climate, and by any means, we are saying this side or that side. We're talking about just as a whole.
As
And
a whole, yes.
we're facing in this earth, and I believe
Yeah.
that book and what you have to say in this season will touch the heart and make a change in someone's life if they're willing and allow it to do so. So I
Yeah.
want to thank you. And the last question I have for you before I show the people where they can find the book and how much the book costs is
Mhm.
for you to tell us what is one of your favorite quotes out of the book, and why.
That's a very good question, because there's so many in here, in this book that picking one won't necessarily be fair,
Just one, my
you
dear.
know. Um, Let me think about that. What would be one of my favorite quotes would be
You shared it with me earlier. I don't think you knew you shared it with me, but I took it as one of your favorites.
yeah, so one of my favorite quotes would be where I said that just as water gradually shapes the land, so too can our consistent efforts shape our character and circumstances,
Mm,
leading us towards a more harmonious life.
mm.
Yeah.
You gonna have to say that again. Yeah.
So just as water
Yes,
gradually shapes the land,
yes,
so too can our consistent efforts shape our character and circumstances,
yes.
leading us towards a more harmonious life.
That's good. Mm, I'll sit with that. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah.
It,
I mean, the premise behind of that is that uh, we live not too far from a river, and if you ever sit and just watch a river flow, you
yeah.
you get to see that it shapes, where it's going.
Mhm,
It carves it out over time. It's in no rush. It just carves out that path, and we too could do the same thing, but we have to be consistent about the direction that we plan to go into.
mm,
Sometimes we believe in life that we can only go in one direction, hence the shoulder injury is proof that there's just not one direction God has planned out for my life. So, he says that he knows the plans that he have for me, just as he knows the plans that he has for you.
mhm,
But the thing is, within the plans that God has for our life, we have to walk it out. We have to work it out. We have to, you name it, and sometimes obstacles are going to be in the way. And even though those obstacles might be in our way, it doesn't mean that we have to fight against the obstacle for it to move. right? There is ways for us to get around those obstacles without having to do anything wrong or to use any level of frustration. So it's just understanding that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
that's what I mean in by that statement earlier.
Well said. I'm with it.
Mhm.
Can't wait to get to chapter 3. You
Mhm.
guys have to purchase the book, but here's the thing. I'm going to show you a QR code. My friends, look at this. You can scan this QR code. You can go to our website. You can find us on any of the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on Facebook as well. Uh, as Move and Faith Ministry, but then you can also find Bruce as Bruce Heltwes or Casey. However you find us, you're gonna find, because we're, if you see Bruce, you're gonna see me. If you see Bruce, if you see me, you're gonna see Bruce. Speaking a little fast because I'm time, but let me share this QR code so you can be able to scan it if you need to. You can scan the QR code. This will take you directly to our website where you can purchase the book. You can get a signed copy for $35.99. Yes, let me tell you, it is well deserving. It's the value. You're going to love this book and with the contents within it. I pray that
It's
you,
hardcover.
it's a hardcover. Yes, thanks for that. It's a, and then also you can go onto Amazon. You can purchase it on Amazon paperback. I don't remember the cost. You can purchase all our books on Amazon. You can purchase all our books on our website, however you want to do that. We are excited and we say thank you already
Yes,
for purchasing and supporting
yes,
us and
yes.
just being here and listening to this. I'll stop sharing and then I'm also going to show you the website and what it looks like. Give me a second. When you get to the website, you'll be able to see we have a bookstore there. Thank you, Jesus. Um, and here it is. When you go to the website, Move of Faith Services, you'll be able to see the newest release. You can get a signed copy. You can click on that. Whichever form of method of payment you want to use. If you feel like, hey, you want a book and you're not sure, look, hit us up, message us. We'll find a way to be able to get the book to you. But here are all the different books. And yeah, if you have any questions, message us. Anything else, Bruce, that I'm missing?
Um, no, but I just want to thank everyone for tapping in, listening to the coming of this book, the launching of this book, and thank you, Casey, for the interview.
Oh, you know I was gonna bring it. I'm grateful you said yes, and that you are at a place of surrender
Yeah,
and embracing one of the gifts that the Lord has put in your heart. Because let me
yeah.
tell you, the world needs your gift. So thank you and blessings. I am grateful for whoever picked this book up, that their lives will transform and never be the same. If the book is not for you, you can get it for someone else as well. All right, blessings and have a great evening.
Blessings to you. Embrace the fluidity of life and know that the Lord isn't done with you yet.
He's not done with you yet. All right. Blessings and guys, see you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.